Hello guys and welcome to another episode. I'm right off the bat, I'm gonna say sorry if you hear some extra noise in the background. Someone outside is running some construction equipment right now. I've been working really hard recently to get my audio quality better, and I think this video might just be my best one for audio quality. My last one that I just released had really bad clipping, and I hope that doesn't happen again this time. Before that, I was having issues with fan noise in the background and just all sorts of stuff. So I'm sorry about that. I'm working really hard to get it better. But getting back to the episode today on the Hot Lap Challenge, I'm going to be taking this week's new Toyota, the Mk3 Toyota Supra. I believe this one's the 92. If yes, it is the 92 Supra. So, the same as last episode, we're going to be taking the car, we're going to be upgrading it. I'm going to build it to the best of my abilities with my few restrictions that I'll restate now. No engine swaps, no transmission swaps, and I'm only allowed to build the car once. So whatever build I end up with is the build that I have to run for the Hot Lap Challenge. The track we're going to be running around today is the Broadway Village Circuit. I believe that's right. If it's not right, I'll put some text up, but I'm pretty sure that's it. So I'm going to build the car now. I'm going to remember to tune it this time, so that should help. But let's go. And today, I think instead of doing what I did last time, I'm going to talk over the tuning process and give you a little insight on how I go about things. I know right off the bat that Forza really likes power to weight ratios. And I'm not sure what's going on with this wide body kit. I've seen this wide body kit. It makes me think, was this a rally car? Because it looks like a rally body kit. I'm probably not going to use it though, because it looks like it raises the car's center of gravity and it increases the weight a little bit. So I'm going to try to avoid that, even though I could probably get wider tires. Wider tires aren't always the best option. Now I am allowed to do aspiration conversions on the car, so I could switch from the stock twin turbos to a single large turbo. I might do that if I need power, but right off the bat I'm going to go over to weight reduction and just go full weight reduction because this car is a little heavy. Now, in real life, this car is not very heavy at all comparatively to other cars, especially modern cars. Cars are getting a lot heavier. But in this case, full weight reduction, it's going to be a little heavy, especially compared to the 2000 GT. I think I got that one down to 2,100 pounds. That's really light, even for this game, that's really light. Now, generally, the anti-roll bars are a good option. They usually only raise your PI maybe 1 for the full thing. Race suspension, I never know. It's one of those upgrades that I put off because it doesn't do a whole lot for the car's handling, to be honest. It doesn't reduce weight all that much, and it gains 2 PI, so I'll hold off on that one. Brakes, I usually have to look at the PI for brakes and the efficiency there at the bottom. The best upgrade is usually the first one in terms of PI gain to performance, and that looks like it's the case here again because you can see 2 PI for 9% efficiency, then 14%, that's an extra 5% on top of that, and that raises it another 3 PI. So I'm gonna see if I can get away with the street brakes for this one. I believe that's going to be my best bet. Although being that this car is a little heavier, I might come back to that. So next upgrades, always put on the race differential. It doesn't affect your weight. It only affects tuning performance. So I just always put that one on. Next upgrade, I usually go for rear tire widths. I generally max it out especially on all-wheel drive cars. That's not the case today, but usually all-wheel drive cars, this doesn't even raise PI because the game just sees it as extra weight. For some reason, this game really loves front tires, although in this case, it's really raising the PI, so that's making me think this car might suffer pretty badly from wheel spin, but I'm going to use it. I'm going to check the tire options. Now what I do here is I look at the lateral Gs. For A-Class, I'm usually looking for anywhere from a low 9 to a mid 9. So either of these two would be passable. You're looking, wow, either way, that's just point, oh, that's what? That's like 0.05 of a jump for each one, and that's 50 PI, and then that's an extra 30 on top of that. So in this case, the sport tires might be the way to go. Although, I can put aero on the car and that'll probably make up the difference. So you know what, that's probably what I'm going to do. Now let me see the front tire sizes. Yeah, 225s will be fine. Usually if it's below a 2, I'll go the first upgrade or get it up to a 2. These, the wheel spacers, can actually help performance slightly. The front wheels tend to increase PI a lot, and you can see there on the lateral Gs it doesn't actually do much to the performance. It does do a little bit, and if you can get away with using these at the end for no PI gain, like usually the back tires you can get away with it for no PI gain, and sometimes it'll increase your lateral Gs. That tire is sticking out a lot. Wow, I don't think any of those are really good options. But usually you can get away with those at the end. I am probably going to do the Forza Race Aero. Front only increases by 4 here. That'll usually give you a pretty good upgrade. I'm surprised that splitter is not very intrusive. Not compared to normal. Yeah, that's not a big splitter. The wing sometimes will actually decrease PI, especially if you have more power, because it just sees it as a top speed hit, and this game really loves just throwing PI at you for having high top speed. So I'm gonna add that. Going over to the engine now, I believe, is what I'm looking at. Actually, I'm gonna check transmission real quick. Oh yeah, here you can see sometimes the game calculates stuff weird, and this sport transmission, it might legitimately limit your top speed or hinder your acceleration, and that's what it's doing. In this case, it's hurting acceleration a little bit. Except for at 0 to 100, is that faster? Yeah, 0 to 100 is faster, but 0 to 60 is slower, so it's actually taking a PI away for this one. So in this case, I'm going to just add that right away and get a PI back, because that gives me the tuning freedom to adjust my top speed later on, and that's usually pretty important. Although not on this track so much. It's this track's more of an acceleration sort of track. But for engine, a good option to start with is usually the exhaust, anything that reduces weight, so the intake, the exhaust, the valves, the pistons. Yeah, that's bringing us up to 260. And then I like to look at the power to weight for the turbos. What you can look at as sort of a general guide is here. You can see it's raising 34 pounds on the car, but it is increasing 40 horsepower right away. So that normally wouldn't be enough for me, but here you can see 28 horsepower on top of that. So that is 68 horsepower and, what I say, 32 pounds. So that's more than double the power to weight, just barely, but that is more than double. So that is boosting my power to weight ratio, and that I'll probably end up taking if I don't go big turbo. But I'm actually going to start by doing just the straight power upgrades that don't affect weight at all. And usually Usually this is how I build my cars. And you can see we're up to 310. I'm thinking this car's not actually going to get a whole lot of power out of it. Let me check this. 755. I'm not liking the power to weight ratio on this car right now. I'm probably going to go big turbo. I want to check this. I always check it. You can see right there only 9 horsepower. I can already tell you it's probably going to raise the weight by like 40 pounds. Uh, 33 pounds. So that is way under what I would like to go for. That's actually hurting power to weight. And, oh, controller disconnect. Hold on. Hold on, I'll be back. Okay, controller's back. Yeah, but what I'm saying here is this is not a good choice for upgrade. Usually oil and cooling is also not a good choice. That's raising PI. How much weight does that? Yeah, that's adding, it's adding almost 20, no, that is adding 20 pounds and 6 horsepower. And that's raising PI. That's a terrible upgrade. This is doing the same thing. So both of those bad options on this car. Occasionally, the intercooler will really raise horsepower, and in those cases, it can be a good option. But not in this case. So I am, oops, skipped it. I am going to go for the turbo, the single turbo, and this should give me really big power at the end of the day, and it shouldn't raise weight all too much. It will probably go up a little bit over, yeah, a little over what I was looking at. But you can see right here that's 34 horsepower for 13 pounds, so that's really good. Although the PI is actually staying the same in this case, so that's interesting. I really don't like the look of this power to weight ratio, and I don't want to add those. So this might wind up being a super handling car in the end. Yeah, because I can't do an engine swap. So, well, I'm just thinking. Yeah, I can't do an engine swap, can't do a transmission swap. I might wind up going with this wide body. I really don't want to. I'll see where I can get with the car as it is right now. Probably just gonna end up upgrading the handling parts to get me close. I wonder about drag tires, because sometimes, yeah, you can see the lateral Gs don't take all that much of a hit with the drag tires compared to the ones I'm on now. Oh, no, that's taken a pretty good hit, actually. But they really raise acceleration, and on this track that might be a good call to make. You know, I'm gonna try it this time and see how that goes. And back tires are all the way. They're as wide as they'll get. I'll check the handling parts again real quick. Brakes. Obviously, I can do this time, and it won't matter too much. You know, I'm just gonna slap everything on real quick and see where I get to, because that's pretty much where I'm at this point. I'll just yeah, I'll just do that. So that I might not do, actually, because that's really raising PI beyond what I want. I'll wait to do that. Oh yeah, this is a really good option. 1 PI for 15 pounds. That's an instant grab. Rims, usually you can get some pretty good ones. 18 pounds for 1 PI. Wow, that's really good. That's even a little better than the one I just did. I like the way those Wed Sports look, so I'm gonna go with those. Real quick, just thinking about what I can do. I can increase the front tire widths. That will help us a little bit through the turns. That might actually hurt acceleration a little bit. On this track, I don't know, but I'm struggling to get the PI up the rest of the way. So I think I'll just go for it. Let me check this. See how that gets me all the way to A class, and that drops 10 pounds. Let me check the flywheel. Sometimes that's a little better option for the last couple PI. 7 pounds. Can I do a mix and get more? So that's 7 pounds. I'll put that on and see if I can get more. No, that's only 1 pound. So let me put that on and get rid of a couple levels of flywheel and see if I can get away with that. Yes, I can. So that gets an extra pound off from where I was with the 10 pounds off from the clutch. So that was a good compromise right there. And it looks like this is going to be our build. Just one more thing to check. These rear tires. Oh, yeah, see what I'm saying? Sometimes you can get away with that. I'm going to check front. They probably won't work, though. And no, they don't. But increasing the track width on the rear tires will gain us a little bit of handling through the corners. Not very much, though. So that's going to be our build. That is the car that we will use for this race. And I will see you at the track. Alright guys, here we are at the Broadway Village Circuit. So I was right, I remembered the name. I'm happy about that. Now you can see I put a design on the car real quick just because you need a design on a race car, right? Like that's necessary. That's why racers are a thing, right? Because race cars need designs. Yeah, I'm going with that. I also need to say I did tune it off camera. I remembered to tune it. So that's a positive. That's a big step up from last time already. Now, the time to beat, the time we set in the Toyota 2000 GT was a 52.954, if I remember correctly. I believe that was it. 52.954. Now, I did a dumb in the last episode, and I forgot to save the time. I just turned off the game. After that race, I just turned off the game. That was my mistake. I should have quit the race first and saved the time so that the game automatically set up my next rival. So I had to scroll through the list of rivals to get a time. So I got as close as I could. I got a 52.953, and that's going to be the ghost we're racing. So if we beat that time, we'll know that we beat the last car. So if we do that, this will take the top spot, and we'll be on our way at that point. So I'm going to do the same thing as last time. I'm going to talk about the car as I'm driving it the first 3 laps. Then the second 3 laps, I'm just going to shut up and I'm going to try to go quick as I can. I don't know if I have high hopes for this car. It doesn't accelerate particularly fast according to the stats, and it doesn't drive particularly fast overall top speed. So it's gonna have to rely mostly on handling, and I don't know that it has it. But we'll see how it goes. Man, I'm nervous about this one. Oh boy, that's slow off the line. I think it's got 5 gears if I remember right. We'll see how it is on the brakes. It should be really good, and it is. Okay, good on the brakes. It does not spin tires at all. That's really good. That's a bonus. It's better than the 2000 GT in that way. It's actually cornering a lot better than I thought it would too. It's able to hold this corner flat out, it looks like. I need some time to get used to it, but it does look like that is a thing that can be done. Oh boy, it's good on the brakes. That's going to be a big thing on this track. Being good on the brakes and being good out of turns. That's the best thing on this track. I can see we're already well behind because that banner shook a long time before we got there. Alright, so let's see how it does down the straights. I don't know, 140, that's braking way too early. Okay, this is the stuff I gotta learn. 140, I don't remember what the 2000 GT did down there. but I do know that this thing is much better on the brakes, which is actually kind of surprising to me because the 2000 GT was so much lighter, and I really thought that that car was going to be a handling build, but it seems like this one is more so. That was too late. I'm going to get most of my speed in those last 3 laps though, but I am getting a feel for the car right now. So getting around this corner, can I push it? Oh wow, that was actually really close to the Ghost. How close is this going to push it? Okay, it doesn't have the acceleration of the Ghost, but I am getting close. Right around that corner nicely. This is very good right now. Going much better than I thought it would. I think this car might actually beat the 2000 GT. Not on this lap, because I wasn't paying attention there. But I do think that this car has it in it. It is so easy around that turn. I am amazed how easy this car is to drive around here. I did not expect it to be this easy. Who knows, drag tires might be the way to go in the future. Especially for rear-wheel drive cars. I'll try some all-wheel drives in the future, but man, this thing is close to that Ghost time. I know we can beat it at this point, but here we go. Gonna be quiet next 3 laps. Let's just drive it. Dude, I beat the lap on my first serious try. Oh, that is so good. Alright, 2 more laps. See just how fast I can get this thing. I was not expecting that. Man. Well, that was really wide out of that corner. I do want to mention real quick that I know... Oh, 51.6! I cannot believe this car had that in it. Wow, Alright, I messed that up. It doesn't even matter. 51.6. I was just about to mention, while I was scrolling through the list of times, I know that if I can get a 51.5, I'll be in top 1,000. At this rate, I'm gonna make it there. Wow. This thing is dominant around this track. I don't even have to try this lap. I mean, I messed it up, but... Come on. Look at that, a 51.6. That is so good. Alright, and there's the last lap. Doesn't even matter. That was unexpected. I did not expect this car to do that well, but man. Yeah, there's your new leader for now. 51.641. Wow, I did not expect that. I'm just so blown away by that. I really thought this car was going to struggle for acceleration. But I think the drag tires really made a difference. I didn't have any trouble with oversteer at all. I didn't have any trouble with understeer at all. Maybe a little around a couple of the tighter turns. But this thing really works, especially for a rear wheel drive. Wow. All right. I gotta end the video somewhere. I guess that's the video, guys. Um, I just can't get over that. All right, guys. Well, anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys later.